Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's reading. I had some experience today that inspired me to do this reading. So I want to explain you how it's going to go. It's about your reading skills of tarot, even if you are just a beginner or you are experienced, even if you are doing for others or only just for yourself. So I was thinking, because actually I'm looking at some different tarot readers online, even if it's not the message for me or it's not resonating for me. I'm just looking their technique and thinking about all of those things I included today in this reading. And so usually I either find people that have good communication with their decks, that are in tuned, also have knowledge, so they are able to read from the knowledge plus from their intuition and so on. So in my opinion, they are very good. But then then I see some confused people that are just, in my opinion, just making things up, looking at their cards and the messages coming through from those cards. So I'm not really sure what they are doing. Some of those people even have a lot of views and so on. And then these are two extremes. Of course, there is some medium between those two extremes. But then today I saw a reading where a woman was doing reading, general, pick a card, and she was like totally on point in every group. I think she did 4 groups, and she was so on point with particular deck, and then she pulled some other deck. She used for the first part of the reading one deck, and then for the second part of the reading another deck. And with this other deck, she was completely off. The message was completely off. And so I started to think, maybe she doesn't know that deck quite well. If you are not using all of your decks regularly, maybe you don't understand some of the messages your particular deck is trying to convey or something like that. So, for me, it's best for you to know the system, even if you are using Rider-Waite, or the Crowley or Marseille or whatever system that you are using. For me, it's best you know the system, you know the meanings, you know the knowledge behind it, and then also to have ability to read intuitively, but not from your ego, but correctly, to be in touch with the energy of the deck, with to have understanding of your deck. And different decks, of course, are different, like like beings. Like they are completely different. If you are obsessed with tarot like I am, you know that. And so yeah, it was quite interesting to me to see that today. So I wanted to do a reading about your skills when you're reading tarot. And so I have 3 piles here to see how your deck so you can, if you have only one deck and you are using only one deck, okay, you will pick a pile for whatever you are doing with that deck. If you have 100 of decks, then just think of first 2-3 decks that you are pulling on the regular basis, that you're working with the most. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be any particular deck in your mind for the reading, but just in general with whatever you are working at the moment currently, or at the most frequently with. And so yeah, this should show you your level of skill with understanding that deck, and what you can improve with your readings. And so yeah, even maybe for some, that I'm talking about people that have 100 decks and are doing for other people as well, you can even maybe choose different piles, let's say for the most frequent decks that you use, and maybe for some that you are using less frequently or so on, but generally, yeah. Let's see what is your skill when you're reading tarot, and how you can improve as a tarot reader. I think it's an interesting topic. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So pick your pile and let's get into it. Let's start with pile number 1. I have 3 cards for 3. I have 3 positions, 3 cards for 3 questions. So question number 1 is how the deck sees you when you're working any tool that you use. Any tarot deck that you use, how it sees you. So with the Nine of Swords, you are like a burst of energy, and you are very rational, and you are straight to the point, and you are very factual. And when you're working with that deck, and this is how you approach the deck, you know, very fact of the matter, no sugar coating of anything, you know, no fluffy readings or added meanings or anything like that, just straight to the point, but very forcefully and aggressively, you know, to get the message, but also because this is a knight, you know, it's like and not just asking the deck, but also checking in with yourself. Is this correct? Is that correct? If you encounter some card, okay, it could have 2 different advices, or it could have 2 different meanings. What is it? Is it this or is it this? So you're always checking in back with yourself. And this is how your deck is seeing you. And now, how is your understanding of the deck messages is the next position. So this would be Queen of Wands here. And Wands is about the inspiration, the fire, but also it's divine spark. So and this is a Queen. So what this is telling me is that you have a high let's say ability to transform the inspiration that is coming to you in practical terms, these factual terms, when you are doing the reading. So you know, basically you are getting messages not just from your knowledge and just from the meanings that you learned, but also from your intuition very well, intuition, spirit guides, you know, whatever you are working with, and your higher self, or whatever you want to call it, but you are able to transform this energy into practical movement, and you know, yeah, that's basically that. You are, let's say, very well in tune. So the understanding of the deck messages is on the high level, regarding not just plain meaning of a card, but like above that, like going through inspiration that the card is giving you. Let's say if your gaze is going to some part of the card, and it's telling you something beyond the regular meaning of the card, you are picking this up very well and are able to, you know, explain in your reading, and it's adding, let's say, the meat to your reading. Okay, so the last card before what you can do to improve is what's your biggest difficulty when reading a card. And for you we have the Temperance, and yeah, it's quite logical, with the Knight of Swords being the first card in this position. Temperance, you know, you have difficulty. I said no sugar coating here, so this is saying the same thing. Maybe you should be more soft, maybe you should go more most difficult for you is to express the emotion, like and not to be this straightforward and matter of fact kind of approach to have, because with Earth, with reason, with practicality, you are doing good, but you are not tempering the reading to have this soft side, this emotion, this understanding, this empathy, this patience. Most probably your readings are quick and straight to the point and so on, but you are not very good at let's say telling some kind of a love story, telling some kind of romantic story on top of the reading. So that would be the water element here. And so it's not very balanced here in your approach. This masculine and feminine within you. You are more coming with your masculine energy. Yes, you have this feminine here, but also it's in the masculine element of fire. So you are doing more like a masculine approach, and you are not, being very emotional in your readings, let's say it like that. So what you need to improve here regarding your readings, basically happy is a card of joy and contentment, sense of fulfillment and feeling that all is well. So basically this is telling me that there's not much improvement you could do. This is time to take pride in your accomplishments and the skill level that you have, because obviously you are in tune with the spirit, with the guides, with your intuition, and you are using your reason. But the only part that you can improve with the temperance here is to be more soft, maybe more loving with delivery, more romanticized with delivery. But this is something that maybe it's not part of your, let's say, personality or something like that, or you don't like to do that, because with happy you already unlock the gate basically with this key, and everything is fine. You are doing good work, providing exceptional service, you are very well compensated for it, and basically you are happy with the results of your efforts and creativity. So basically you have good partnership with the spirit, because this card is talking about that as well. And yeah, basically maybe you could improve that you are more doing the readings that are bringing you joy and contentment, to approach doing the readings more in a happy mood or something like that. This is only thing that I would say here would need some kind of improvement for you. So thank you very much, first pile, and let's move on. Hello, second pile, and welcome to your reading. Let's see, we have we have three positions for 3 questions for you. So on the first position, how the deck sees you that you're working with, and here we have Queen of Cups. So you are coming to your decks like very intuitive person, but at the same time, as we see on this picture, in her receiving hand, she's receiving the intuition, the emotion, but with her giving hand, she's dropping, like she's collecting water here and then she's dropping it here. So basically it's telling me you are not listening to this intuition that you have some aha moment, or you are getting some hints, from the cards, and you are not taking it into consideration. But from what I can see next, it's mostly because you are mainly caught up in your head, in your thoughts, and mostly because this is a page, maybe because you are just starting learning, maybe you're not fully beginner, maybe you're doing for some time readings, but mostly your readings are based on a knowledge that you have about the meanings of the cards. It's based on the system that you are learning, that you learned or that you are learning, but you are not very confident in listening actually to your intuition. Like we had in previous pile, fire, which is like divine inspiration. It's the information from above, from deep inside, deep knowledge, deep knowing, instinct, and so on. But here it's one step before that. It's for you to get in touch with your emotions and be able to trust your emotions and be able to implement that in your reading, because the next position here is how's your understanding of the text messages. And like I said, Page of Swords, Page is just a beginner in learning something, but Page of Swords is very what's the word, inquiring and very curious, and that doesn't have self-reflection to check in with themselves, just asking outwardly and trying to get the clues from outside conditions. So you are trying to get the clues from the cards, thinking about its meaning and so on, but you are not going any deeper to check in with yourself, how you feel about the things. You are just not trusting your instinctive impulse of your intuition when you're reading the cards. That's it. And so the understanding of the deck messages is not very good with Page of Swords. You are in the beginning, and you are most probably in your head a lot, so you are never sure actually if this is something that the card is truly trying to tell you. Let's say if you are doing readings for yourself, if this is truly my answer, or is this something I would like the answer to be. So you are never sure of that, but this is because you're not implementing your emotions, your intuitions here. And if you are doing for other people as well, then it can tell me that you are playing guessing game with the Page of Swords. For other people, you are giving, well, maybe this and maybe this and maybe this. It's okay to have two options. It can be this or it can be this, depending on the circumstances. But if you give 15 options, well, chances are something is going to be. So you are not, something of those 15 options is going to be right. So you're not actually reading the cards. You're just, listing the possibilities. So in that kind of sense, if you're doing for other people, but what's your difficulty, what's your biggest difficulty when reading the cards? It's Seven of Cups, so this emotional confusion, probably the reason why the deck is seeing you like not being able to take the hint intuitively, because it's many choices, many options. It can be, because Tarot is a tool that has one card, and that one card can potentially have 2 pages of meanings if you are learning for 10 years and reading all about it, you can literally have 10 pages, 2 pages of meanings for just one card. And then you're confused. Is it this or is it this? Or is it this or is it this? So this problem that to make a choice, what the right meaning for this reading that you are doing for yourself or for another is, can only be solved with you implementing, trusting yourself more and connecting with the deck more, on that, like a building relationship with the deck, understanding the deck better, because it's on a beginner level. You understanding the decks you're working with, and messages you are getting. So the biggest difficulty when reading the cards is to trust your emotions, to make a choice of what the real message is and what is just my, let's say, I'm making it up, as I go. This is the biggest thing. And so let's see, co-create is the card for you for 40, and this card, is about creativity, yes, and the manifestation and inspiration. So it seems like that you would need to implement what we had in the first group, more of ability to listen to the spirit, more of the ability to listen to the inspiration, to be able to discern what's the actual message behind some cards. Okay, so this manifestation, co-creation, is you are not manifesting and working all on your own. Okay, it's the divine intelligence that is here to show something through the cards, to convey some information. So and you should really build on that relationship more. You are given flashes of inspiration, and you don't have success to receive that message. So you should really work on trusting yourself more, trusting your emotions more, to be able to discern and to receive the message, to hear. You have to listen more, like basically to implement more of a high priestess energy, that deep knowledge and trust in your high priestess within yourself, your own high priestess within yourself, right? So all ideas should be channeled from a higher source, basically, is what this card is telling, and not just from your mind. So that's why you are here emotionally in a confusion, and that's why here you are just implementing the learned messages, the meanings of the cards, and so on, because you are not co-creating with the spirit, with your soul, the higher source, whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah, basically you should do that, try to do that, not to limit this potential, and manifest only what's on your mind, and manifest only what you think it is. So best I have this is a pretty good reading, like maybe intermediate level, maybe beginner level, some kind, if you're very well with the knowledge and meanings. If you're not, then you should build on that. But if you're very well with the knowledge of the meanings and the literature, then the next step is to develop this inspiration that we had, understanding of inspiration that you are getting. This is the next level, so that you are able to read both through the knowledge and both through your intuition, right? So the way I did it, because I was reading since I was 12, and I didn't have any knowledge at that time, internet or anything. I didn't have any books. I was first started using my intuition. Later on, I filled in with meanings and so on. But what I did is mostly I was reading to myself. And you should always, especially you, not being clear with yourself about your own feelings and emotions, you should start doing some readings about your emotions, you know, just only for yourself, not for other people, with some deck. And then, you know, try learning to be more honest with yourself and more sincere with yourself about how you feel and about what card you are pulling in regards to those feelings, or how this day is gonna go. You pull a card, then you live through the day, then you see what the topic of those cards was referring to. You think about it, you consider it, then you pull another at the end of the day. Okay, how am I feeling now? How was I feeling through the day? Something like that, you know. You should really develop more confidence and trust in yourself regarding how you feel inside of you. Then later you can you know, stretch that, like, how to say, it's not a good word, you can transfer that to your understanding of the cards and to your relationship with the cards. Okay, because maybe you are not in a good relationship with your emotion and understanding your emotions, so that's why you are completely in the head when doing the reading and not co-creating with this inspiration, this divine spark, whatever. Okay, so you are good even if you are doing readings 3 days or, you know, 10 years. You are good maybe with the basics of knowledge, but you should really implement you know, this next step of doing readings intuitively to get the correct message and not just some wishful thinking, because this card is saying you are showered with the inspiration, but you are not very good at receiving the message of that inspiration, which we saw in this first card. So this is what I would do, because this is how I learned. I was doing for years only to myself, maybe a couple of other closest friends that I was able to talk immediately and get the feedback immediately, like face to face. And but mostly I was the topic of the readings was about me, myself, my life, my day, my emotions, and so on, before I could you know, build a good understanding with some deck and work effortlessly and read for other people correctly as well. So yeah, that was your message. Thank you. And let's move on. Hello, pile number 3, and let's see what are your messages here regarding doing tarot cards. And okay, this is a quite short message here, because I'm not even sure that you have a lot of interest in doing tarot. Maybe you are just considering it, maybe you are thinking of it, maybe you are doing it even for years, but you have some kind of traditional way that you are doing readings, and you are not letting it go. Like there's some kind of blockage. First position is how the deck sees you. 4 of Pentacles, there is some kind of blockage. You are sticking to what you know and you are not going beyond it, whatever that means. So if you are just completely beginner, then you are, let's say, building some foundation of knowledge. You are just learning. Okay, but if you are doing readings a lot longer, then you build something on some kind of level, some kind of understanding on some kind of level, and you're not seeing anything beyond that. You know, you are not going deeper, you know. Like, it's like, let's say you are doing for years and then you are doing readings with multiple different decks, but also in every deck you are using the same information from the same system that you are using. Let's say Rider-Waite system you are using, and whatever card you see in whichever deck, it's the same messages, it's the same knowledge, it's the same. There's some kind of blockage that you are not having open mind. Your deck or decks are not seeing you quite with open mind, but more like protective, in a way that this is your belief and you are confident to work within that belief frame, but you are not confident to be surprised by anything new, any new understanding, any new, aha moment from your deck, even if you are reading only for yourself or for others. So, and how's your understanding of the deck messages? Six of Cups, it's kind of the same message, drawing on the past, drawing on the, writings from your diary about cards, drawing from experience, drawing from the past, drawing from what's already known. Or if you're trying to do, let's say, intuitive reading, then sorry to say, but in that case it's only a wishful thinking kind of approach to understanding the deck messages. Just not to say making it up, but with the Six of Cups, it's like a little bit in that way. So I'm not sure if you're just building the basics and just drawing from the previous experience, if you are completely new to tarot. If not, then you are sticking to some tradition and not letting go. And then with the Six of Cups, you are just your understanding, okay, might go, let's say, through your emotions, but again, you are drawing, you are taking the information from the past. How to explain? So your understanding is completely tied to past. You are not being present with the card, present with the message. Even if I draw all these cards in different positions for different questions, 10 minutes after this reading, I will get a different message for some other person, So you have to be more present when it comes to understanding of your deck messages. But then your biggest difficulty, it's Major Arcana here, when reading cards, is basically going from this structure that you have here, that your deck is seeing. You have some impenetrable blockage, impenetrable structure or belief system that you are working within. You are finding it hard to change the perspective and to see beyond, these factual things, So I would say here you have starting to build your knowledge, but are not anything going great regarding intuition. You are not even trying to use it with intuition. Maybe you think you are doing with intuition, but then you are just drawing from something you feel could be possible, which doesn't have to have anything to do with actual understanding of the message that the deck is trying to convey to you. So depending on if you are beginner, you have only one deck and you are starting, or if you are doing for years in this kind of way, it will be a slightly different message for you here. But for you, the biggest difficulty is to go beyond the existing structure within which you are working with. The deck is not able to teach you anything or to uncover you anything new that is not already within your belief structure. If you are doing readings longer, but if you are in the beginning, then you are not even able to go there, because first you have to build on your knowledge and meanings of the cards. So let's see, what is your advice card? Is Unfinished Symphony. Yes, Unfinished Symphony is a card about lesson that is not learned, unfinished business, incomplete lesson, like there is no closure here. So that means in this case that you should, just keep on working and learning more about tarot, if this is something that interests you, to complete maybe your knowledge about one particular system before going to any other or something like that. And also, if on the other hand, this is if you are a beginner, but on the other hand, if you are doing for quite some time with tarot, then most probably you are adding up too many meanings, and you are making some kind of clutter of those, how to say, of those, ideas about cards. And you are not being present with the actual message, actual happening that is unfolding when you open the cards. You are just drawing from the past and drawing from the past experience, which is not, which doesn't tend to give very accurate readings. And yeah, so tie some loose ends here that you have with your knowledge, and yeah, basically that's it from the message I have for the third pile today. Thank you very much for everyone that participated in this reading. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it will help you be even a better reader in the future, and see you next time. Bye.